My name is James Erviti, E-R-V-I-T-I. I'm a resident and the Emergency Management Director for the town of Warwick. Berkshire Gas is applying for a permit to engage in a partnership with Kinder Morgan as it relates to the proposed natural gas transmission line coming from New York into and through Massachusetts. Kinder Morgan is a company that owns and maintains pipelines for such things as oil, gasoline, carbon dioxide, and natural gas. The proposed high-pressure 30-inch natural gas transmission line is allowed to be within 50 feet of an occupied dwelling. The blast radius of a failed pipeline of this size is roughly 800 feet. Kinder Morgan has been cited by the Pipeline and Hazardous Materials Safety Administration for numerous violations that include failing to maintain update maps showing pipeline locations, failing to test pipeline safety devices, failing to maintain proper firefighting equipment, failing to inspect pipelines as required, and failing to adequately monitor pipeline corrosion levels. Kinder Morgan has also been publicly accused of reducing its maintenance spending in order to provide more cash to its investors. The Pipeline and Hazardous Materials Safety Administration incident reports show that Kinder Morgan's faulty infrastructure causes 45% of significant leaks for onshore gas transmission pipelines. Failure of the pipe, cracked weld, and faulty pipeline equipment together account for 28.3% of pipeline leaks, and corrosion of the pipeline causes 16.8% of the leaks. In the period from 2003 to 2014, Kinder Morgan had 36 significant incidents which resulted in spills, fires, explosions, hospitalizations, and deaths. Throughout the United States since 2003, Kinder Morgan has been responsible for at least 180 spills, evacuations, explosions, fires, and deaths over 24 states. That works out to about one incident every month over the past 12 years. Given Kinder Morgan's deplorable safety record, resulting in the loss of human life, and its apparent desire to place profit before the safe operation of its pipelines, I strongly urge the Department of Public Utilities to reject the Berkshire Gas application. Thank you.
My name is Jeff Singleton, Montague Energy Committee. We're appointed by the Select Board.
I'm sorry, could you repeat your name?
Jeff Singleton, S-I-N-G-L-E-T-O-N. And the pipeline is going right through the middle of our town, so it has obviously a direct impact. It's going over the Montague Plains, which is the largest inland pine barren in Massachusetts and sits on top of an aquifer. We stopped a nuclear power plant up there about 40 years ago. And obviously, to a lot of the older residents, that's not ancient history. At the same time, we have been impacted by the strains on the current natural gas system. In my view, some of what Isaac Moss said, in fact, is correct. We've gone 90 miles an hour towards more and more natural gas. It's clearly, the numbers show, and logic tells you it's straining the existing system. So one can make a strong argument that in the short term, we need more pipeline capacity. And the Montague Energy Committee actually had diverse views on this. There were some of us that were violently opposed to fracking and violently opposed to the pipeline. There were some of us that didn't like fracking and didn't like the pipeline, but felt that we needed natural gas for the retirement of coal plants to serve the grid, which is a major issue, not what you're dealing with. And there was one person who actually works at the University of Massachusetts and runs the power station there, or is involved in it, and they run out of natural gas and have to go to oil. So it was pretty diverse opinions, and we believed in some sense that both points of view had strong arguments in favor of them. The bottom line is that while we might agree with what Isaac says in the short term, in the long term, we think a 2.2 billion cubic feet of pipeline is way overreaction and will cause more dependence on greenhouse producing gas. That we looked at the cost benefits of this. We admitted the costs, we admitted the benefits, and we came to the strong conclusion that this pipeline is a very bad idea. Our main concern, and we filed a statement with you, and I hope you'll read it, and I hope the Attorney General, I could give a copy to, that develops the argument about short and long-term concerns in more detail. And this is not a criticism of you at the DPU or FERC or anybody else, but as we were new to this. I mean, we do solar stuff. We don't do pipeline stuff. And we started doing our homework and looking at the DPU and the filings with Berkshire Gas, and we saw a heavy emphasis on whether Berkshire can sell this in their business plan and in their future plan, and whether that process will harm their ratepayers. We didn't see much, if anything, about cost benefits of long-term energy policy. So it seemed that the discussions we as an energy committee had been having during the course of the past year were sort of out the window as we move into the DPU FERC process. So that's not an attack on anybody, but it seems like incremental decision-making with serious long-term consequences.
My name is Ed Olmstead. That's O-L-M-S-T-E-A-D. I'm here primarily to voice my support for Representative Kulik's request to become full intervener status for that group, for that group to be granted full intervener status, and to say that I would believe that it is in the public interest for this utility commission to deny Berkshire Gas its petition. And I thought when I was coming here that it's interesting that this is happening in a middle school, because so many, I don't know what's happened in Greenfield, I'm from Northampton, but so many students across this country have stood up against bullying. And one of the ways I see what I'm hearing tonight is that Kinder Morgan wants to get a huge pipeline over to the coast so that they can make a lot of money. And they say, we'll give you a little piece of that for you if you let us put this there. Their interest, in my mind, is not the public interest. And I think that it's in the interest of this commission to stand up to bullying and insist that we not be putting compressor stations next to real people's homes when we know that the companies, the corporations who are supposedly people are going to change and be different people and to be different corporations over time. We should put our support behind people and make them, if we need gas, make the right size pipeline, much smaller pipeline, without all these compressors as the option that's available. Thank you.